you see the way we pray in this church? Make Nigeria one. We don't pray. Nigeria is not one, and it can never be one.
What is going on in our country right now has frustrated a lot of people. Everybody is angry. Nobody is happy about what is going on in the country at the moment. You see, if you look at the price of tomato, price of onion, the price of pepper, price of fuel, in fact, Nigeria is frustrating everybody. I want you to watch the video of what this pastor have said about our country, Nigeria. He referred to Nigeria as fraud. That Nigeria is fraud. Therefore, Nigeria should be divided. I'm not going to waste your time. I'll just watch the video and listen to everything the pastor have to say. Please don't forget, share the video on social media platforms, share with your friends and loved ones. God bless you as you do so. Watch this video.
I pray God will give Asiwaju the courage to do it, because it will affect even himself. It will affect all the APC powers. It will affect all the MDs of banks. The MDs of banks are the destroyer of this system. The powerful, the high and the mighty. He is stepping on their toes. I pray God give him the grace to do it. The next thing he should do, tell him if you know him, is to restructure this country. Nigeria is a fraud. One particular tribe repressing the whole of us. Did you hear what central bank governor wants to do? Just a department, the operation department of central bank, to be moved back to Lagos, where you have 99% of the headquarters of bank. The north is agitating. Don't take Abuja back to Lagos. They don't care. If you all become beggars, it's okay for their oligarchic mentality. I talk like no other pastor talk. I talk like no other pastor talk. Because I have seen into governance, I have seen into the church. And I know where the problem is in this country. Are you hearing me? They may not like what I'm saying, but they cannot dispute the truth. This country cannot go on like this. Okay, I was talking about those who migrated. I don't blame those that want to japa. You know, initially I was saying don't japa. Do you hear me say that again? Japa if you want to japa. Because you look at the country and say, what future? If it goes on like this, what future? If it goes on like this, civil war is imminent. If it goes on like this, military intervention is imminent. Do we want to go back to that? No. Something must happen. I have always believed that something must happen. Do you see the way we pray in this church? Make Nigeria one. We don't pray. Nigeria is not one, and it can never be one. We are different nations tied together by force. We should still be one country, but let everyone govern himself the way he likes. Are you hearing me? Let the Niger Delta have their oil. Let the East have their resources. Let the Yoruba people have their resources. Let the North have their resources. Let them manage their security. Give them state police. Let everybody guard his borders. Let everybody generate his economy. Why must we generate oil in the Niger Delta and take it to the North? Why must we generate IGR here, or the VATs, and take it to the North? That generate nothing. The 10 key northern states have Sharia. Sharia says no to alcohol. Sharia says no to tobacco. But alcohol and tobacco is what gives us VAT here. And you take the money from there to spend where you say you don't want, but you like the money. Fraud. 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 Unfairness. Injustice. Where did we sit down to make Nigeria 36 states? Where did we sit down? Nigeria was negotiated 3 regions. North, West, East. 1963, by plebiscite, Midwest came in. Where did we sit down and say we shall be 36 states plus Abuja, and the biggest one taken to the north? More local governments. Then we came with federal character. You are qualified, but from the tribe you came from, you can't be qualified. Now, you can't pass any law in that National Assembly without northern approval. They are in larger quantity. Deliberately made so. So how do we go from there?
I'm sure you have heard everything he has said about our country, Nigeria. I'm sure you paid attention to everything he has to say. Honestly, everything he said about our country, Nigeria, really makes sense. Nigeria is frustrating a lot of people. Nigeria, for me, is really looking like a fraud. If you listen critically to everything the man of God have to say, it really makes sense. It really makes sense. I am not one person that will come and say, let's divide Nigeria, let us do this, let us do that. No, I'm not going to call for that. But it is important for us to understand that people are fed up. People are tired with what is going on in the country. But as usual, I would love that we do well to pray for our country, Nigeria. Nigeria is still a beautiful country and there is hope. I have that feeling that Nigeria will be bigger, Nigeria will be better, Nigeria will be greater if we have a good leader, a leader that can help fix all the problems that needs to be fixed. Listen to everything the pastor have to say. He raised some serious points that needs to be looked into. He raised some serious points and facts that are really serious. But what can we do? We cannot do anything at the moment, because if we say let's go and protest, hey, we know what this government, these politicians can do. So the only thing I will ask us to do is that we should pray and be hopeful. You see, the Bible made us to understand that the heart of kings are in the hands of God. He can turn it whichever way he wants. God can intervene and help us fix this our country called Nigeria. He can touch the heart of this politician, the heart of Tinubu, to do the right thing, to do what he's supposed to do, because people are dying, people are crying, people are going through a lot in the country. So please, let us do well to pray for our country, Nigeria. Let us do well to pray, because I have lived long enough to know that talking in this country is almost like you wasting your time. Complaining is like you wasting your time. If you like, cry. If you like, complain. These people, they don't care. They don't care. We all experienced what happened during NSAS at Lekki Toll Gate. We all know how they were shooting at people. Even in Port Harcourt, we know how they behave. Police, army, we know how they treat people. So they don't have any regard for human life. They don't have any regard for people's properties. The people that swore to protect lives and properties in this country, they are the people even destroying it. So we all know all these things about our country, Nigeria. So that is why I always say that the only thing we can do is to pray. Because if you read this book, The Art of War, there is a way you can win battles without fighting. And one way you can win the battle that is happening currently in Nigeria right now is by prayer. I believe that God answers prayer, that God hears prayer. I believe so. I believe that God can intervene and help us fix this our country, Nigeria. It is not that he's going to come down from heaven. I'm telling you that he can touch the heart of people. He can raise warriors. He can raise people that is going to fight to change this our country, Nigeria. I'm telling you, that is why I always say that we should pray. Some people will come and say, it's not prayer we need. We have been praying for long. Listen, if you pray, God is going to answer. Some of us, what to do is not prayer, we complain. Let us go to God as one. And that is why sometimes I don't understand what is happening with our churches. We have many churches in Nigeria. I'm not going to, somebody will come now and say, hey, is it only Christians that are the what of the Muslims? See, I am a Christian, so I'm not going to be talking about Muslims. I will talk about my own religion. I will talk as a Christian, because I don't know much about Islamic religion, but I will talk about my own. There are many churches, and I know we serve a living God. So I still wonder till now, it's still a shock to me that we cannot come together. We have the Christian Association of Nigeria. We cannot come together as a body. You cannot tell me that people like Papa Adeboye, people like Bishop Oyedepo, people like Pastor Chris, look at the generals, the pastors, the mega pastors we have in Nigeria. You cannot tell me that if they come together to pray, that God is not going to answer them. They pray, they heal people, they raise the dead, they do this, they do that. So why can't we come together as one, join hands together, put faith together, pray together for God to help transform this our country, Nigeria? Is it until everybody dies? People are going through hell in the country. So please, we must rise up and pray for our country, Nigeria. We must sit up and pray for our country, Nigeria. We must sit up and come together as one to intercede for this country, Nigeria. If we want change in our country, Nigeria is bleeding. Nigeria needs help. And the time is now for us to rise up and pray for this country, Nigeria, for God to intervene. I am not saying that we should go out and fight. I'm not saying that we should go out and start destroying things. No, because at the end of the day, whatever mess we create, it is still going to affect us. That is why sometimes I look at it, I don't know what to say. But please, I am begging us, let us do well to pray for our country, Nigeria. I don't want to know that Nigeria is fraud or not fraud. I believe that with good leaders, Nigeria can be changed. And do you know what gives me hope and believe that we still have good leaders in this country? Look at what Governor Alex Oti is doing in Abia State. Amazing job. We need that kind of people, visionary leaders, people that can help transform our country, Nigeria. That is what we need in this our country now. That is what we need. That is what we are praying for. That is what we are wishing for. That is what we are demanding. Leaders that we can hold accountable, not leaders that have become like gods, people that we cannot speak to. You talk, you die. They send you to prison. That is not the kind of leaders we want. They are supposed to be serving us, but we are now living like their servants and their slaves, which is very, very bad. Please let us do well to pray. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please do well to subscribe to the channel, turn on your notification bell so whenever I post another video, you'll be notified. If you're a returning subscriber, I want to say thank you to you. Thank you for stopping by to watch our video. We love and appreciate the support you give us on this channel. May God bless you. May God reward you. Please don't forget, like the video and drop a comment. By doing this, you trigger the YouTube algorithm to continue to recommend the video with more people. God bless you as you do so. I'll see you in the next one. You are blessed.
I have good news for you. You will win. It's been written.
I am what I am by the grace of God. As long as that grace does not fail, Satan will never fail.
This revival you see will not be aborted.